Alright people, I'm back with another chapter reading of Dash Dreams. And please pardon my mistake last time. That was either I was not paying attention or I had to cut some out. And yeah. Also excuse me today because I'm going to be eating a sandwich because I have to go to school in 15 minutes. So yeah, really apologize. But I decided to make this video in the morning so I didn't have to do it later because I have to edit. I have to write my fan fiction because I'm close on the deadline. Alright, time for chapter 6, Confrontation. The next morning couldn't have come sooner. Rainbow Dash had spent the night by the window, watching for hours down the streets where the stars were visible. To her, in case a familiar face were to walk down the busy corridor. She fell asleep without realizing it, late in the night, only to be jostled from her lack of rest by the fresh rays of Celestia's sun. She quickly made herself decent by from her previous day of heavy flying and stepped out into the hall. Took a left and trotted down the stairs. As she rounded the stair, while on the third floor, she was forced to leap over a white unicorn who was traveling up with a bag. The mare nearly dropped her item at the sight of the rainbow maned Pegasus down the narrow shaft. But there was no time for that. Rainbow Dash was far more concerned with her search. Rainbow Dash, the white mare called down to the swiftly moving figure. She fit Scootaloo's description perfectly. The Pegasus froze on the stairs, turning back to her and walking to the stranger. Ha! I knew it! The unicorn cheered for herself. You know me? She asked, eyeing the other pony who ignored the question. So you're really her? Wow. What are the odds, right? Rainbow Dash was becoming frustrated with the unwelcome obstruction. She was eager to resume her search, not knowing where Scootaloo had been staying. Is there something you want? I've got things to do, she asked more coldly than necessary. Oh. The DJ grinned at the tone. Wow, Scoot was right. You really are pushy. Oh wait. You're a pushy one, aren't you? I don't get it. What brings a big shot like you out here? Rainbow's mind stuck on the beginning of her reply. Her breath shortened, and her eyes locked on the other mare. Who was that again? Scoot. You know, as in Scootaloo, your #1 fan? Well, once. The one you blew off and left to run in the city alone? Her own voice was cold now. She floated the bag of breakfast she had gathered onto the floor. She could feel Dash's cold stare, and was less than amused at her egocentric Pegasus. You found her? Where is she? She demanded. So now you care. After years of rejection? Nice try. She isn't ready to see you just yet. Dasher spread her forelegs and dropped her head defensively. Tell me where she is now! Why? So you can torment her more? Do you even realize what you did to her? What you meant to her? Her heart began to glow in an angry bill. I'm taking her home, where she belongs. And where exactly is her home? Do you really know? Vino pressed on. In Ponyville, with her friends. I got that. But where in Ponyville might that be? She watched Dash think for a moment, and her aggressive stance loosened. You don't even care enough to ask. Not once. Dash didn't reply. She stood half stunned, half saddened by the fact that she had never once asked the filly where she lived, or for that matter, ever heard her talk about it. She was willing to talk about Rainbow Dash, that it never occurred to the latter to take interest. She followed you for years, just trying to get to your attention. Even the slightest bit of care. She never told you, because you were supposed to help her. She waited for you, and you told her to leave. But did you ever once think to what? Where was she going to go? But Dash tried but was cut off. No, you didn't. You were focused on your life too much to care about hers. She looked up to you. You know that? All she wanted to do was be like you. Even just a little. Some hero you made out to be. Her rage was building as she assaulted Rainbow Dash with the harsh reality. One thing Vinyl knew better than any pony in Equestria was the reality it was a monster. Left unchecked, it could destroy a pony who could have been unwise, who could have otherwise been helped. The DJ went far out of her way to help her friends, giving them places to stay, food to eat, and a willing ear to listen. Her vast wealth, stored intelligently, allowed her to live carefree, reality bent at her whim now. Rainbow Dash regained her composure, assuming her stance once more. I have to see her. I came to find her, and I'm not leaving until I talk to her. No, you're leaving. And you're leaving now. When she wants to talk to you, she will find you. If you're lucky, she might forgive you. But that's her choice. Cried the mare, who had gained her distrust so quickly. You a wonderbolt? Please. They take ponies like with character, heroes even. You're a disgrace to their name. No! Jazz jumped at the unicorn, her rage exploding outward, causing her to act, though feeling alone. Standards meant nothing right now. Vinyl reached out with her magic and slapped a tendril across her face, sending her onto the stairs. Her hair stood out wildly with magic discharge as she readied herself for another charge. Dash jumped again, her eyes full of frustration and tears, only to be smacked again. Again. You're not going to hurt her. She needs time. Vinyl lashed out with the strands of energy, blocking Dash's progress past her. The Pegasus was beginning to tire. She laid on the stairs, her coat disheveled. I'm just gonna say it like that, because that's how I've always said it. I'm pretty sure it's like this heel wound or something, but I don't care. And a clear line swelling across her wing. Her head lowered, and body aching, tears flowed off her muzzle and onto the cold floor. Her mane was whipped wildly. Defeated, she lifted herself and ran from the building. Vinyl stood defensively for a moment after hearing the lower door open and slam shut once more. Her mind came back to focus. It wasn't a preferred method to use against one she had just met, but no pony was going to hurt her newest friend again. They would they would talk when Scootloo was ready, not a day sooner. Seeing Dash so quickly would only confuse her further, and she didn't need to start blaming herself so young. Vinyl lifted the bag and trotted to her apartment where the filly was waiting patiently for their breakfast. She would be sure to tell Scootloo the less violent bit of the encounter when the time was right. For now, the filly needs her space. Okay, that was pretty bomb, and it was pretty short. So yeah, I'm taking a bite of this damn sandwich. It's so good, man. Haven't eaten anything since yesterday. Ah.